two 30-pound LP tanks in the front. They are an auto switchover regulator. We've got them turned off right now, so it's going to show red here. This determines which tank it draws from. So if we open them up, it's going to switch back. The red goes away because it's drawn from this tank, okay?
Did it turn black?
This one doesn't turn green. The red just kind of drops off.
Oh, okay.
So like when it's out, the red will come back.
The red comes up?
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys get those filled around here anywhere?
Yeah, right here at General RV, man.
Do you guys fill tanks here?
Yeah, we got the propane station right there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it'll show red when this one's empty, and then it's automatically going to start drawing from this tank, okay? Problem with that is if you're not checking this all the time, which you've got the front cover, I got it off just for the demo, we'll put it back on. What I recommend to people is just keep your secondary tank shut off.
Right.
That way when you run out of LP, you're not out. You
Right.
know what I mean? You know that this one needs to be filled, you can open this one up.
And then does it have on them how much the tanks weigh? So it's like 30 pounds plus the tank weight. I've got like a luggage scale to be able to kind of pull them off and check the weight of them to know how empty they're getting.
Don't know exactly off the top of my head the numbers. We got them wrote down in the propane room.
Oh, okay.
But I don't have them memorized,
no
but I'll find out for you.
No problem.
So yeah, basically the batteries you do want to take out in the winter time. You know, the cold does hurt them. You don't have to worry about tending them. Usually I go through a spiel, or if you're going to leave them, take off the neutral.
Yeah.
You know.
And then Jeremy said you tacked a little bar down there to keep them from sliding back and forth?
Yep. What I did was actually use the self-tapper and a couple of nuts.
Okay, cool. So, awesome.
So you got your weight distribution. We'll go over that when we hook up, but I mean, that's your setup. So
I've got the bars and stuff in the back of the truck.
Cool.
And I've got a few different drops because obviously this height is different than my old. That X23 was pretty darn low to the ground, so I imagine we'll have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to adjust it. Like I got these snugged up, but these guys are just out here loose till we get the truck back. Cool. So. Alrighty. You do have the front hookup lights, which is a cool feature. Coming around here, we got your front pass-through compartment. This is where all your cranks and cords and all that stuff is. With where I had to mount that battery box, it's too close to the jack. I couldn't get that on. And in hindsight, I wish I would have flipped it around. Oh, right. But I already had it all pinned down, so. Alrighty. I can probably get one of the, they have like the straight through locks where you have like a knuckle on each end or something. Just drill a different hole too. Yeah. I didn't want to go drilling on it because it's your box. No, that's fine. Yeah. So. Fair enough. But yeah, this is your 50 amp shore cord. I don't have it plugged in because I don't have a 50 plug right here. We've only got 150 in this building. So right now we got you hooked up to 30 amp service. But with the 50, you got two ACs on this thing, you know, so you have to have the two hot legs. So you got your manual stab jack cranks and your manual slide crank in there as well. So, and you understand about leveling because you previously owned one. You want to level side to side first, then use the front tongue jack to level front to back. Then you let your stab jacks down. Cool. So coming around, not much here. This is your 50 amp hookup right here. Obviously, you know, you need a bigger plug. We've only got the 30 amp service, so we're just hooked up to my little adapter for right now. Down here, you got your dump station. I don't know if you knew, but you always want to let black go first, and you want to use a ton of water. The more water with the black tank, the better. Anytime people have issues, it's just because you haven't used enough water, generally. I mean, you always sometimes get toilet tissue stuck to the little things. So let the black go first, close it so you're not cross-contaminating, and then let the gray rip, and it'll force anything, you know, that's left over in the hose through it. You got more storage right here. Do we have a built-in flush on this one? You know what? I'm not sure if you do on this one or not. We'll have to go around the other side. I've got so many of these things. Yeah, no problem. What's the... That's for your outside shower. This little docking station is so little we couldn't fit it in there. Oh no, that's awesome though. I actually like that better because it means less water sitting in the thing. Yeah. Because it's not that well insulated. You know, And to answer your question, yes, you do have black tank flush. Okay, I expected. Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. So that's awesome. So when you go to dump, you want to hook up the flush and just let it do its thing, you know, until... I always recommend to people to get the clear hose fitting. That way you can wash the wastewater until, you know, once it's clear, you're good. So... you do have a little light in there. This is for your water pump. You actually have two switches for this one. You got one outside and one inside.
This is for the city water fill and the tank fill. So obviously each,
it's a fill?
It'll fill your fresh water tank.
From the city?
Yeah. No, this is the city hookup, but if you switch it to here, that's how you fill your fresh water tank. And then in that position, it's just city and you're not filling the tank. And then of course you got the outside shower, the tank flush, and then you've got 3 inputs for park cable or satellites, if you want to get a little tailgater or something.
Key here.
That's just an extra 751. I've actually never seen that on a coach before, so I just left it there because you've already got 2 on your key rings.
All right.
So I was like,
bummer, we don't have the single key stuff from the 2017s in, huh?
No.
Just missed it. All right.
Unfortunately. So that's what's going on there. Any questions about any of that?
No.
Okay. And we'll get these all locked and stuff before you take it out of here. Are you taking it today?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a pretty cool feature down here. It's got the bike rack and extra storage for the back. So basically you just pull both cotter keys on and this guy will pull out. And then you got the bike rack that'll flip up. Yeah, and if you pull it all the way out, you can travel with it in this position.
Right.
So you just obviously put these guys back in there. And you got extra storage,
Yeah.
And this fellow here, same thing. You just pull the key.
Yeah.
And it flips up for a bike rack.
Yep, that's the plan. Give me more room in the back of the truck.
Yeah, but this is a great unit, man.
Oh yeah, I was kind of bummed. Like no one carries these dippy things in stock. The Eagles and stuff. It's so hard to get to see one.
Oh really?
Like you guys never have the Eagles and stuff in here. I went to a General RV up north and saw a different Eagle, not this one. They tend to get the bigger ones with the big bunkhouse, rooms and stuff for.
We're at Bertrand.
Yeah, at Bertrand. Later, we go up later. I want to check out the solar stuff and then.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's supposed to be all walkable roof and everything, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I had my self up there. I'm 230.
This is the water heater.
Yep, this is your water heater compartment. The only reason that you'd want to be in here is if you're going to store it, you got to drain it. So.
Well, not just that. I always check that the this has got pressure out.
Actually, I recommend to people that you don't really use that guy.
Okay.
If you want to let the pressure out, just open one of the hotlines. The problem that we find with those, the more times that you open it, it's got a chance to get debris in there and they end up leaking. So I always recommend people not to use it.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, I heard like to kind of check, make sure that it had water before turning on the electric element and stuff, so you don't accidentally go oops.
Yeah, I mean, and you can.
Yeah, I see. If you run the hot water, the water may not be hot. It's got to draw from that tank. Is the thought?
Unless it's bypassed.
Unless it's bypassed.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, as long as you understand about bypassing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to ask you where the bypass valves are in here when we get in there. So.
Yeah, that's no problem. You do have the electronic stabilizer jack, so that's a cool feature. With these guys, you don't want to try to level the coach. Right. You just want to take them down until they're snug.
Have you guys messed with like the strong arm stabilizer bars and such at all?
I have not, no. Okay. So you're right there. As soon as they snug up, you're good to go. What was the question?
No, I was curious if you guys have mounted or installed them or whatnot. They're like crossbars that come across they ship on the open range out of the box. They have like these stabilizer bars that go across from the coach down to the foot of the jack to give you better stabilization and less rocking around on them.
I've absolutely seen them, but I've never installed one.
Okay, cool. They have them as you can purchase them. Something I was tempted for, but I figured I'll wait and see how stable it is and stuff before I respond.
Yeah, and I'll bet you we probably got them in stock in the store. But again, I've never installed them, so I don't want to be like, oh yeah, they're great, just to try to sell.
No problem.
So I'm not that.
I'm more worried about again. I haven't seen how they install whether or not they have to drill more holes. Do you want to drill holes?
Probably.
I don't like holes.
No. So we got the entry door into the. I think that one goes to the bathroom.
Yep.
And then we got your refrigerator access. Again, this is like your hot water heater. It's pretty much just a service panel. Blow it out once a year, get an air whip. And the problem with those, the heating elements, bugs love them. Little mud daubers and bees and stuff. You got your furnace exhaust. Obviously that gets hot. Don't touch it. Don't lean things against it. You do have the outside 110 plugs. These are all on a master GFI inside, so if you ever have issues with your 110 plugs, always check that. You've got one GFI.
1 second. I wanted to see. Okay, I don't. Alright, I'm just checking. I think on a previous version they had water inputs in the back, and I didn't. Just wanted to double check.
As far as
so the videos and pictures of ones I had seen, no, were they had like their city water connection. That's why I was bugging on the city water connection, right? They tend to be two separate, one for fill and one for city water.
Generally,
and so I was looking to see when you said, you know, if you flip it, I was like, well, is it using the other input, or? But there's not another input. There's only one input, so that's cool.
Yeah, most of them it is just a gravity fill, like what you're talking about. You do have a low point drain right there. That's for your water lines.
Okay.
You got the outside speakers, which is pretty sweet. On the other side here, this is where we mounted the inverter system for the solar. I just put a panel in front of it so you didn't have stuff damaging it. And then the breaker that you gave me was flush mount.
Okay.
So I just put it on that little panel right there. Okay.
Alrighty. This, what's the switch in here for?
Oh, that's the light.
No, there's a switch on the light, but there's a switch in the...
Oh, you know, I'm not sure what that switch is for. It probably has to do something with the rear camera system, but I'll find out for
Okay, cool, yeah. Just like to verify what all the buttons do.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that when I was screwing around.
Cool, so there's a light on this side, but not the other side, huh?
Nope.
That's a bummer. Alrighty.
So there's that. And then again, you got the stabilizer jacks.
Cool.
You know, electric on this side as well. So.
Alrighty. The whole pass through here. Oh, that's
for the spare tire.
Crank.
And they're cool because everything's labeled on them. You know.
Okay.
So we will run your awning out real quick.
Sure.
And then we'll go inside. Technically that balance should be straight down. I'm just pretty close to the Spartan, so I don't want to run it all the way. But if you wanted to adjust the pitch on them, all you do is loosen this guy and you pull it in and it'll pitch for you. It's spring loaded though, so you do have to tighten this down.
Right.
And then when you want to run it in, always let it out to its fully extended position before you run it in, okay? And two, this one's got the LEDs. These are becoming pretty standard on these things.
Yeah.
But those are awesome lights.
Yeah, I had them on my my last one. I was the first trailer that I had on the 14s.
Oh, right.
Put it on. So I had them. The only thing that wasn't great was that at this point there's chunks of them that don't work anymore a few years later.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that they've got a more waterproofy, I guess, now. But no, cool. Dimmer at all on them at all? Probably not.
No.
All right.
You don't have a dimmer.
Okay.
You do have a remote that controls all this stuff though, so the code on it's going to be 0000.
Alrighty.
So yeah, if you want to come on in, man, go ahead and run the slide out.
Yeah. Does the USB run on the 12 volt or the 110 system?
That's on. The USB should be 110.
Okay. I guess the green light will go off if it's.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Not available.
I'll unplug it real quick just to be certain.
Yeah, no, all good. I've thought about getting a USB plug to run off the 12 volt so I can charge your phone and stuff while we're on in boondog mode. Yeah.
I think it's 110.
Without an inverter, but actually I'll just watch it. Yeah, it's on. All right, cool.
So yeah,
I'll test it out.
What's that?
That's it. I'll test it out.
Yeah, so cool. So if you want to hop in there and run the slide out, my friend, do the honors.
Alrighty. Slide room. Boy, she's working hard on this one, huh?
Oh yeah. When you got the slide topper on there, that's something that I pitch to every single coach that I sell. You need them, man. Otherwise, you got to climb up there every time to clean it.
Yeah, we were in the mountains and stuff in the fall, and it's like I'm a fan of not messing with it, like
climbing up there to clean it. I like hardcore sell those things, but you already got one. So.
Yeah, Cool.
But yeah, most of your stuff going on right here. You got the tank reading levels.
Oh, those are buttons.
Yeah. It's a push button if you want to check when it's plugged in. The batteries.
Recess.
Yeah, the battery's always going to read full.
Yeah.
You do have a little bit of water in your fresh tank, but we'll get that drained before we send you out of here.
All right.
Cool. The tank heaters are right here. That's for gas and that's for electric, obviously, and it's all labeled, so it's pretty simple.
And we can run both, right?
Yep. You can run both.
Recycle on both.
Yep. But you got to be real careful. The only thing, like what you were talking about, checking to make sure there's water in there, because you'll blow the electric element in like 20 seconds if you turn it on dry. So just make sure there is water on it. Shouldn't hurt it to run LP gas drive, but it's not great for it. So water pumps right here. The outside light right there. Slide room. This is a panel that's set up for, it's just so if you had more slides inside.
I didn't get that 31 triple slide model. Come on.
The one with 8 slides. So you just got awning and slide, and the rest are just dummy switches. And again, you can control most of the stuff in here off the remote. It'll do your front and rear jack, your slide, and your awning off the remote. That is LP gas, carbon monoxide.
Yeah.
So you got the Double there. This is where we mounted the
yeah, no, you're my hero. It's where I wanted it.
solar panel. Well, it had a sticker that indicated to mount it there. So this is me being a genius. I'm like, oh, it's retard proof. Awesome.
No, awesome.
The only thing, I have no idea at all how that thing works. So if you have any questions about it, I'm going to get Carl. He's worked here for like 100 years. So I talked to him this morning. I was like, Carl, I installed this. I don't know how it works. You can see that it's, producing amps right now, but I don't really get it.
Right.
So when we're all done, I'm going to get Carl. If you have any questions about the system, he understands them. Guys like, he knows everything about these RVs. So.
No problem. And then this has got high-low. Okay, cool.
Yep.
I got the digital replacement sitting in the basement to swap that one out. So.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so you know what you're doing with that. I'm not even going to bother explaining it to you.
No problem.
Put it in cool if you want AC, heat if you don't.
So I guess I am a dummy, though. When I put that in fan mode, what's it actually pulling air from?
Just right from the AC.
From outside?
No, it pulls everything from inside.
Okay, so it's enclosed.
It recycles it, and then the exhaust obviously goes outside. But it does pull it from the inside of the coach, not outside. You do have another thermostat too in the bedroom over here. That's going to be for the front AC only. You will not control the furnace.
Right, it's not heat. Okay, but is it ducted or does it just dump here?
It'll
add
dump
to the
right
duct
here,
system?
but it is ducted to this also.
Okay. So if I run both,
it'll pump through the ducts. Yeah.
Okay, so it will do more than just this room.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't turn it on right now though, because I got.
No, I'm not.
Well,
I'll keep my hands up.
If you want to run it.
No, it's all good. I just I was kind of curious about that when the add-on, whether or not I've heard of some that it only dumps in the one room, and others that it's tied into the duct system, and I couldn't tell which way. So.
Yeah, that is tied into your duct system. Yeah, you got the blue lights there, which is pretty cool. Not much else going on in here. You got, obviously storage, and then you got storage under the bed here.
So again, charging center. So I'm guessing that runs off the 12 volt. It's got a 12 volt port.
I've never been asked that one before, but I think you're right.
Yeah, No, I mean it's got a 12 volt plug and a USB. So like I said, when I'm not plugged in, that'll be cool.
Yeah. And then the TV does flip around too into the bedroom, so that's a pretty cool feature too.
Light switch?
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah, a lot of lights. Cool. And then you got the weird little blue ones. I don't know why they're putting those on. But
I don't know, doesn't kill your night vision? I don't know, whatever. Because I got one in the bathroom too, right? So.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. So yeah, coming through here, we got storage under here. We got the stove. That guy, you just set him to light.
Yeah.
And then you got the sparker, so pretty easy. The oven you do have to light yourself, even if you buy $3 million Prevos. You're still going to have to light your own oven. It's the same stuff in all of them. The only thing you do want to keep in mind, the manufacturer is having us make everyone aware that this front burner, they're calling it a flash burner. They had an incident where a young lady put a pan on it, then lit it, and it caught her bathing suit, and she got a little burn. So do not put a pan on it. Light it and kind of stand back because it does flash a little bit.
Gotcha.
So that's a new part of my spiel that we
Never would have thought about that.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you got your bathing suit trunks on, it's potential. You got fan goes to the outside, so that's a cool feature. You got a microwave just like your normal home microwave, you know, pretty standard. You got your fridge. It's probably the same as the last one that you had.
Yeah.
If you put it on auto, it's going to search for 110 first. If it cannot find 110, it will go to gas. If you want to force it to gas, just move it over to gas. Okay. The cold settings are right here. They work more effectively on gas. They get colder faster and they get colder on gas. But if you're staying at parks, electric's free.
Yeah.
So. So that's pretty much all there is to the fridge. All of your 110 breakers and your 12-volt fuses are down there in that compartment.
Yeah.
So that's that. It does have lights to indicate if you got a blown fuse. So that's kind of a cool feature. And then this guy folds into a bed. That guy folds into a bed as well.
Is this is not just a flip down? Is this the fold out?
I believe so. Yeah.
Like, I think it comes out at you.
Yeah.
Is what I'm. The last one I had was just a jackknife, but I think this one works different.
Yeah.
And then pull. There you go.
And then it's got the little legs on it.
Oh, I see. Okay, so it's got these guys come out.
Yep, those fold down.
And then that probably flips down. Huh?
Yep.
Oh.
So you do have a bed. These are not super comfy. They're great for kids or if you had a dog. So just to keep in mind. Also, the mattresses in these things are not very comfy. I'm an avid camper. I get to borrow used coaches because I work here. I got a 6-inch memory foam I throw down and it's great.
Yeah,
so
cool.
Just keep that in mind. They're not the most comfy.
It's cool that they throw Velcro though.
Oh yeah.
And then, okay, so that's just for these guys.
Yeah, the main one should be.
I assumed it was this thing right here in front of you.
Yeah. Well, you assumed right, my friend. You should be doing these walkthroughs. Yeah, so you got a ton of lights in here. You got the rear bunks, which are sweet. You guys got kids?
Yeah, that's the point. We upgraded from the hybrid to the bunks.
Gotcha.
Where did you? Oh,
this
I
one,
see.
Yeah, that one's right up there.
Hidden switch.
Put that on in a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Oop, wrong one.
There's only 2 switches.
Oh, we did get the pull out. I thought they were just continuing that.
What's that?
Pull out faucet.
Okay, so we've got more storage here.
Winterized right now? I need to make sure to flush it before we go out this weekend.
No, this thing is not winterized.
Oh, all right then.
That's from the manufacturer. Gotcha. The cleaner should have grabbed that.
All right.
It was winterized when we got it. So
I gotcha. Okay.
In the bathroom, ton of stuff going on.
Pete.
Yeah. So pretty.
And none of them reached the fan. Oh, come on.
No, unfortunately, this is a hand crank fan. It's a fantastic fan, though. Those things are awesome. They move a ton of air.
No, I thought it was a new Max Area thingy. Okay, so it was just good.
Yeah, that is on the switch. Those things will not work if it's closed. It'll automatically turn itself on. But these guys move a ton of air. They're awesome. Yeah. You probably had that.
I put 2 of them in the last one. No, I put fantastic fans in. I don't like the little.
No, they're garbage. They don't move any air.
No, I had one in the bathroom. I loved it so much. I had them put a hole in the roof and put a second one in the main body.
Nice.
Well, that way what was nice was I had the covers on them. So now I'll have to ask you guys
that was my next thing. Yeah, if you want to get, I can get one put on today for you if you want. It's about $130.
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay. I'd like to get a Max Air cover of some sort on it so that.
Yeah, the only question is if you want the 2 or the 1. The 1 is stationary. The 2 you can actually open if you wanted to clean in it.
I guess.
And there's like a $15 price difference. So.
No, the two's fine then.
Yeah, so that thing moves a ton of air out of the toilet. Again, it's probably just the exact same as your.
No, I had the old cheapy plasticky with the. They have foot flush, but it was all the big lever in the front or whatever. So.
Okay. Well, on this one, if you hold this down just a little bit, it'll fill the toilet. And again, especially if your kids are putting solids in there, just make sure they know a ton of water, man. Like when you first dump this thing, before you even use it, just come in here and let it fill for like a minute. You know, get it a third full before you ever start using it. You know. A lot of people don't put solids in their toilets, but if you got kids, it's happening, man. There's no way around that.
Whether you know it or not.
Right. Exactly. So the more water, the better with the toilet for sure. Right.
So let me just. So lights.
That one's light, fan.
Oh, this is the light behind here.
Yep.
And then the blue light. Okay.
The blue guy.
All right.
So a ton of lighting in here. Okay, so hold it down a little bit, adds water, hold it down all the way, bam. We're dumping, so. You got storage under here, you got the other entry door. That's pretty much it for the bathroom.
Yeah. Sorry, this is. Okay, it is this side. Alright, just pulls. Alright. Oh. Got the real
actual tile, not wallpaper. So that's pretty much everything. Did you have any questions about anything, man? Like I said with the solar panel stuff, I'm going to get Carl in here to talk to you because I want to listen to his deal with that. So
sure. Question: hot water bypass. So the hot water heater was behind.
You had that. Oh, it's under the bed.
Under the bed here.
So
can I? Okay, so it's
all the way back there. So you could get into it from the panel if you just remove that screw.
I was gonna say, okay, so the. All right.
But I mean, that's how I just kind of push this thing up and walk back there.
Gotcha. All right. I don't think what else to do when I winterize. So then the input, the water pump.
The pump on this one is. Well, let's just turn it on this thing.
That made it too quiet. Wait, I hear it. It must be back there somewhere.
Oh, wait. Oh yeah, the water pump is going to be right back there too. So really the easiest way it's looking like to access that is just walking back there.
Alright.
It looks like this one's stapled. Well, let's go around on the outside and make sure.
Sure.
Because you might be able to get to it right there from the compartment.
Alright.
Well, when they're stapled, generally the manufacturers want you not to remove it.
Yeah, well, I don't want to go yanking it if I can help it.
Oh no, it's not stapled. Yeah, we can just get it right there. It's only got one screw.
Okay, so just pop this off and this whole thing will come off?
Yep.
Alrighty, and then that'll get me to the water pump, the water heater.
You'll be able to access everything right there.
Alright, yeah, that's not too bad. And then hit the roof. Is that part solar? Do you want to grab the other guy to go up there? Or?
It doesn't matter, man. If we're gonna talk solar, I might as well just grab Carl. So if you have any questions while we're up there,
here, you want to hand me that one? I'll put that one in, and then
not a problem. You got any questions about anything else though? That's pretty much good.
I'm thinking. I'm cranking my brain here. That's what I can think of.
Do you know about seal maintenance on these?
I'd aerospace them. Well, I guess that's the thing. This has the frameless windows. I guess which seals are we talking? Let's start there.
Pretty much the roof and any of your belt line moldings. You just want to check them out twice a year when you go to put it away and when you get it out. The roof is the big one. Water's your worst enemy. They use marine grade plywood on these things, but it is OSB plywood, so water expands it and it ruins the roof. So yeah, just make sure you're getting up there twice a year to check the seals, or you can bring it to General and we'll do it for you.
No problem. That's fine.
And then the belt line moldings too. You want to check these guys.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, as far as the windows and stuff, you're good. They use those foam seals on them. So.
All right. I got my bad boy tires.
Yeah, those are huge.
Well, you want to upgrade? Yes. I hit South Dakota last year. these little itty bitty baby tires that can't do anything over 65, and it said speed limit 80, and I was like, that's nice. Just hung out in the right lane on an empty highway.
Flying past
oh yeah, like pulling 5,000 pounds with a 2500 Cummins, and I'm just like, I would love to go faster, but if I destroy a wheel in the middle of South Dakota nowhere,
That's gonna be a bad deal.
So just the one low point drain. You said that was for hot water. Is there another one for the cold?
Yeah, you got.
Were they both there? I just didn't see it. What's the other one?
You got one here. Where is the other one? Should be two. No, I guess you just have the one.
Are both lines tied into that somehow, somewhere then? I mean, not that I don't trust you, but...
You know, I don't know. I will have to find that one out for you. That's
alrighty.
Yeah, generally there's hot.
Yeah, generally hot and cold, right? So.
Yeah, I'll find out for you though.
Alrighty. So there was that. What was the other thing you were gonna find out? You're gonna find out that
something to do with the LP tanks or the batteries. Something we were talking up front, right?
We were, I thought. But now I don't remember what it was. Alright.
You got the battery disconnect up here too.
Yeah, cool. Disconnect here and then...
Oh, with the weight for the LP tanks, that's what it was.
Oh yeah, well, that's alright. I'll just weigh them. Are they both filled? Did you guys fill them up? All right,
yeah, we sent you out here with new batteries, which you provided on this case,
Yeah.
but in full LP tanks.
Okay.
So yeah, let me grab Carl real quick.
Yeah, sure. Let's chat geeky stuff. I guess actually, the plug, it's a twist lock, right? Like I've used the 30 amp, but not, and it was pre-wired in, so I haven't connected one of these bad boys up.
Yeah, it's here.
You got a sample? We could just.
Yeah, it's the same thing on my end. This just reduces it to a 30, and we'll get you the dog bones before you go out of here.
I've got dog bones all the way up and down in the back of the truck, actually. Okay, so.
Yeah, if you want to do it, man.
Yeah. I just want to. Are they all the same? Does it matter?
Nope.
No.
You got to line up these guys is the easiest way to do it. So
line up these guys. Oh, okay. It's got 2 notches to line up in the slot, and then
twist it, and
then screw that on.
Yep.
Alrighty. I can handle that.
Yeah, it's not bad. The sucky part about the 50 amp is the cord.
That's what everyone says. You know how many feet it is?
That one's 25.
25 feet, and then yeah, I was looking. They make the rollers and stuff for them.
Yeah.
For like the 5th wheels, but I don't know if I've got enough clearance in any of these things to mount one of those bad boys in.
I don't think so, man.
No, I'm gonna have to.
They might make a little wee one. I don't know, but the ones that I've seen
cord
are
wrangle.
huge.
Yeah, it's what I've. Normally they're thinking they're gonna go in like a 5th wheel garage, and or maybe one of these giant things, and then you can wheel them up. But
they're sweet when they have them, but dealing with that cord sucks. I'll give you a heads up on that one.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, well let me grab Carl real quick.
Sure thing, thanks. And we've got the slide out cover. The docking station's cool. This is going to be sweet. So you hook up here, fill your tank straight off of this. Then I guess it just fills with the pressure. And that hose will go on here. So I need a key for that. Oh, and if I wanted to leave it, this seems like it slides out of the way. So if we wanted to leave the hose hooked up, we could do that. Good enough. Aluminum steps are nice.
Wayne, you're on 49, Wayne line 49, please.
Fire extinguisher there. Alright. So that's mounted. And that's cool. Good solid doors, slam latch. Let's see. That's not too bad.
This is Carl.
Hey Carl, how we doing?
How you doing?
I'm Rick. I hear you're my solar expert guy.
Carl's a guy.
Well, I wouldn't say an expert.
Oh, come on, you're letting me down now. So I wanted to head up to the roof, kind of check out, see how the pre-wiring stuff actually looks in practice and all that stuff. I wanted to check when you guys set up on the control panel, did we set it up for the AGM batteries, the number of amp hours for the system and everything? Because to set the charging profile, I think it takes that kind of data in as far as configuration points.
Yeah, I definitely didn't. On this guy, set the little dip switches for.
Wayne, you have an
The dip switches on the actual charge controller?
Yeah, on this, not on this guy in here on the
Right.
inverter, but not. I didn't set up anything on that
Okay.
on the control panel, but the dip switches on this are set.
So you set them for the AGM, and then was there one as far as the number of amp hours that it expects to be in the bank?
On this thing, I'm not
I don't
sure
think
because
so.
Dan
Okay.
did it.
Oh, okay.
You'd have to stand on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he set the dip switches because I didn't know.
All right.
Yeah, they're.
But I mean, when he was in there, he was like, "Well, what kind of battery?"
Well, I think you can input some of that on this is just a panel for this charge controller.
Correct.
And so
What that does controls what this is set at.
yeah. So I guess there's a distinction between what's in the dip switches is what's been set and what's not has probably not been set. It sounds like then.
Yeah, Dan.
If its setting's not in the dip
If-
switches,
if Dan
I still need to
set
set them on there. Okay.
If Dan set
That's
them,
fine. I can.
they're set correct.
I mean, I can check.
The biggest thing with your solar,
Yeah.
days like today,
Yeah.
you're gonna find the system does really good, and then you're gonna get days where it's just really cloudy.
Yeah.
And if you have like 3 days in a row that are super cloudy, it's going to extremely downfall what you can
Okay.
do. Because when it's overcast, you're lucky if you're getting 1 to a half an amp out of the solar panel.
Okay. Yeah.
So having some type of backup source
Yeah.
would be a definite benefit.
Right.
Especially like this coming week, we're going to get storms.
Yeah. Looks like we're gonna get some weather this weekend.
And it don't.
All the owner's manuals too for this.
I would
thing
say
is in here.
Okay. Cool. That's the other question. I guess that's something else I didn't ask.
Yep.
The manuals for the trailer and the stuff that came in the boxes.
Yep. Every
All right.
appliance is in here, and then
The
the
days that are
manuals.
going to affect you the most are the days that it's a full overcast.
Right.
Where it's just that, the whole intensity is where you've got cloud cover, then you don't,
Yeah.
you've got cloud cover and you don't. You're not going to see issues those days. It's
Right.
just those dreary, full
Yeah.
covered days, and it's just not going away.
Yeah.
If that stays for more than 2 days, you're going to start seeing a low battery issue.
Sure.
And that's where you definitely want to have some type of backup source.
Right.
But other than that, the solar panels should be able to keep up with the trailer as far as doing the normal.
Yeah. Right. I don't have an inverter stuff off it. I'm not running the 110 system off of it or anything right now.
Right,
So it's
you're
mainly
running-
just
you're running
the big thing is the
fridge.
water pump. Well, not the fridge though, right? The fridge runs on
Fridge
gas.
Still
Big-
takes 12 volt to function it.
True enough. Okay.
Almost everything in here requires a 12 volt function
Right.
to make it physically work, whether it's 12 volt gas or
Right.
110.
Sure.
And if your voltage gets below, I'm going to say right at that 9 mark, most of the time it's 10.5.
I was gonna say 50% is what I'm looking at, like around 12. I think 12 even. I think is a 50%.
Yeah, 'cause
Rating on-
if you get below 10.5 on that fridge,
Yeah.
it can start malfunctioning.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Then you'll start seeing funny little issues and you think there's something
Right.
wrong with the fridge, and it's not. It could be
Right.
just the fact that the voltage is down.
Right.
A lot of they say 10.5, but a lot of times you can get 10 to just
Yeah.
off 10 and you'll be fine. it gets lower than that, it can start causing faults.
Right.
Your LED lights, things like that, they're not going to draw much amperage at all. So if you're just using lighting, things like that, your water heater is 12-volt functioned,
right,
but burns propane. It's only drawing when it is in a burn mode.
Okay.
When it's in a shutdown mode, there is no draw.
That's good.
It's only when it decides to burn.
Right.
So again, you're saving there. You know, so I guess the biggest thing with just the solar panel and running things is keeping up on the maintenance of those batteries for one.
Yeah.
The fact that they're down underneath and in the shade is a plus and a half. Because heat affects everything. I mean, you have enough battery voltage if you chose to use a small inverter.
Yeah.
To say run TV for a little while.
Yeah. Like I told them, I said I think my goal will be maybe later this summer. I want to try to go to 4 panels and 2 more batteries up front. Match those batteries up, and then at that point I'll probably look at like a 1,000-watt inverter to be able to run a few things or whatnot. But right now I'm just looking at being able to keep the batteries float charged while it's sitting, and then
with the way you're using the trailer right now.
Yeah.
The batteries are definitely going to stay up.
Yeah.
Again, the only time you're going to run into a downfall is if we run into more than 2 days of just overcast
while we're using it.
That panel cannot get above 3 amps.
Yeah.
If it gets above 3 amps of output, it's charging the batteries.
Okay.
If it gets below that 3 amps, it's not charging the batteries.
So looking at here, trying to see. So right now it's pulling 5.8 amps. Is that?
Yeah, my understanding is because on the left side it was showing.
Yeah, it's absorbing and the panel's putting out 5.3 amps of charge.
Right.
That's the actual charge going to the battery.
Going to the battery.
Most converters on your trailer, they're providing 12 volts of power, but they're putting 3.4 amps of charge.
Okay.
And then when the batteries reach their charge rate, they balance out.
Right.
Even though this is putting out and it's an absorbance charge.
Yeah.
Once it feels that the batteries are back to full status, it's going to go to a float charge.
Right, and that's why I was asking whether the amp hours have been put into the system, because I believe that goes into when the system decides when to hit float, when to hit bulk charge, when to pull off the bulk and then go to a steady, and then to go from there to the float.
You'd have to ask Dan how he set the physical panel.
Yeah, because he didn't do nothing to this. He just set the dip switches.
It's out there.
Oh, okay.
Right.
It's out there.
But so like here I can see, I can go in and diagnostics, the TriStar settings. So hardware, meter number, mode 12 volt, battery 2, that's the absorption rate. At an equalizer, it'll do a 14.4 charge. You know, actually, let's go to change the units to Fahrenheit. Come on, is that the last one? All right, I guess it's not in here then. I guess what I can tweak from here then is just setting what charge for the float.
Correct.
The equalized charge or whatnot, like where it puts out to. Okay.
Right.
Cool. Alrighty then.
And if you go to a inverter, 1,000 watt, you definitely want to stay away from one that produces a charge.
Okay.
Because you already have charge on here. You have charge from the solar panels.
Right.
So you want strictly just an inverter.
Yes.
And that way you're not having to put in a bunch of extra stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Or eliminate the converter.
Right.
You can't get 2 charges at once.
Right.
It's just like if you plug up, this knows that you plugged up and it automatically cuts back the charge away from the batteries.
Okay.
Because this becomes the primary source.
Okay.
And the box knows that there's a charge coming to them.
Yeah.
So, again, the panel's there, it's working,
but it's not
doing the job.
Yeah.
The fact that you're plugged in is doing the job.
Sure. Okay. Cool. All right. I just want to climb up and check on. The one thing I kind of want to see is, did we tape down any wires and stuff with some Eternabond or something like that, or how the wires are kind of kept down, how far they ran and stuff.
Out there and take a look.
Alrighty. Whew. It's a little rickety. Oh, okay. Old style. Alright, cool. Awesome. Do you guys have some extra parts for me then?
Extra parts?
Yeah, there was some, like I had 25 feet of the MC4 wire and stuff in case what was wired in wasn't ready. We could, you know, we could run fresh wires or whatever.
We cut the ends on them because we needed to use the ends. Because the way that it wired, it was like, oh God, I can't even remember. It was this wired into this one, and then you needed the negative from this one and the positive from this one.
So we have a little dusty right now too.
So yeah, the extra wire things, we had to cut them to use that.
Okay.
So
there were no extra parts in out of any of the stuff? Okay.
No, I mean, I got the extra wire if you want that.
Is it the battery wire? I mean,
it's just that
stuff.
stuff.
Just that stuff?
Yeah.
Probably not then. Okay. Do you guys keep the stuff that, like, if I brought 2 more panels and I didn't have wire for it, would you guys be able to wire them in?
Yeah, whatever we needed.
Cool. So yeah, so I guess the goal would be if we could fit 2 more in here, hopefully. Oh, that would mean walking on the edge, which I guess is fine. Cool.
Yeah, and it's totally safe to walk anywhere up here. Like I said, I'm 230, buddy. So.
Yeah. No.
Olivia to the front back, please. Olivia to the front back.
Alrighty.
That's for your fridge.
Oh, okay, that's the fridge one. Cool.
AC, obviously AC.
Gotcha.
Antenna.
One of them's gonna be the bathroom, and then what's the other one?
That's for the shower.
Oh, the shower plumbing.
Oh, the stink pipe. Yeah, that one would be for the kitchen stuff.
Okay.
For your gray tank.
All right. Cool. All righty.
Yeah, and like I say, the slide topper, man, that's the best investment you can make with these things.
Yeah, no, maintenance. I like